Hi Aquarius, it's Rebecca from Being Human Tarot, and I'm here with your September 2018 reading. This month I'm sticking with the format that I did last month, which is the 3-card spread, with the first card indicating what to focus on this month, the second card indicating what to set aside for the month, and then the third card indicating just an additional consideration for the month. I'm not doing the sort of like bonus oracle card draw this month, but I do want to bring that back in future months. It's just running a little bit short on time, and so I want to make sure I could get through all the videos. This month I'm reading with Kim Kranz's Wild Unknown Tarot, which you're probably familiar with if you follow tarot at all, because it's a very popular deck. And I'll get right into your reading. For your first position of what to focus on this month, you drew the 5 of Swords. So, I mean, as depicted by this sort of, I guess it's an illustration of some, it looks like earthworms being pierced with swords. It's not the prettiest situation. 5 of Swords can be about, and I'm feeling that, like, for you this month, it is about some conflict with others, but conflict with others where you kind of like came out feeling like you were on the right end of the conflict, like you won, or it was proven that what you were kind of saying was like the truth, or in whatever form kind of like that makes sense for what the situation that you had with someone. But it's kind of like, even if that's the case, like what did you end up sacrificing to get there, so that the other person sees that you were, you know, right about something, or, you know, maybe not even right in air quotes, maybe you definitely were right, but sometimes being right isn't the most important thing. Sometimes, you know, if it's a situation at work, working with someone peaceably is more important, or really it doesn't, I don't know why I said work, it's any relationship with people in any capacity. Being right isn't necessarily the thing that you want to like really grind into someone's mind. If you're in an argument, you have to think about like a lot of different things, right? But of course there are situations where, for example, if you were a pilot and you felt like the mechanics of your aircraft were faulty, you would probably want to argue that and make sure that you were right about it. So, you know, different situations, different things, but this month it does seem like maybe you've overstepped your bounds a little bit with someone, and kind of maybe you can't see that, and so it's just a good time to kind of like assess conflicts, small arguments, those kinds of things. Or maybe it wasn't even maybe it didn't progress to being an argument or a conflict. So I just encourage you to kind of like go through like the Rolodex of interactions you've had with people and try to make sure that you haven't been, you know, really like digging your foot in the ground in something to the degree that it could have impaired your relationship with someone. Because sometimes it can be hard to be self-aware of that kind of stuff. So just, it's a little bit of it's your focus for this month. So, you know, and, you know, frankly, it could be that someone's doing that to you. So if you feel like someone's really coming at you this month with this kind of energy where, they're caring less about the relationship with you and more about proving a point, then it's good to recognize that that's a human thing. Try not to take it too personally, but maybe address that with them. In your position of what to set aside this month, you drew the 6 of Wands. reversed. Which fits in well with the, and I actually think another sign, I can't remember if they pulled both of these together. It wasn't in the same position, but both of these cards have come up for other signs this month. But regardless, so the two of these actually kind of pair sort of naturally together, right? Because we have this sort of relationship overstepping, if you will, and then the Six of Wands, which is normally upright, it's, you know, we've got the rainbow up there, it's the celebratory card, about people just like respecting you and like acknowledging you for what you've done and accomplished. But when it's reversed, it could be that that kind of celebratory energy is actually going to your head a bit, rather, and you know, it could be deserved praise, but even deserved praise, we don't want to get cocky and kind of like disconnect with what the ultimate purpose is, and that's kind of like what is happening here too. So you want to set aside any kind of I'm sorry, I'm having kind of a hard time with words right now, so I'm feeling a little bit slower, but I already said cockiness. I'm trying to think of another way to say it, but I guess I don't have to because it means the same thing. So just trying to keep the reading a little bit fresh and not too stagnant and repetitive for you, but sorry about that. So yeah, you know, just watch out, watch yourself, watch others, make sure people are being fair and kind of respecting relationships, and also watch yourself and others for sort of going above and beyond in our own egos, and just making sure that we check that and set it aside this month. And then finally, in your position of additional considerations, you drew the Daughter of Swords, which is also the Page of Swords. And so I think it's kind of a message for you to, because this kind of Five of Swords stuff it's something a little bit, it's sort of juvenile behavior. It's not super mature. And so we have the Youngest Court card being held up as, so it's the Youngest Court card, but it's also a court card. So it's showing an evolved level for that suit, and it's the Suit of Swords. So you're being called this month to kind of emulate the Daughter of Swords, where you're being a bit humble, you're going in ready to learn and acknowledging that you don't know, you know, you're gonna run into stuff like this occasionally, that you want to learn, that you want to kind of grow in your ability to think and communicate with other people. So good messages. You know, maybe not this smooth this month, but again, or not again, but as I say in readings a lot of times, when it's applicable, it's all minor arcana, so it's not like any of this is super overwhelming, like huge stuff that you're dealing with. It's more of the everyday stuff, which isn't to say that's not hard. It's still hard. It's still our everyday, you know? So, don't want to diminish that, but also just don't be too scared or put off by the month if it seems like, you know, maybe not as exciting or carefree as you may have wanted. But I hope the reading was still helpful. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love it if you considered subscribing to the channel. If you hit the bell icon next to subscribe, you'll be automatically notified as soon as I upload all the new videos for each month, which I do before the first of every month to make sure that everyone gets a chance to kind of like check out their video at least a day or two, hopefully more, in advance prior to the month. to kind of see what's in store for you. So I hope that was helpful. I already said that. That's it. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to pause this and pan down so that you can see the 3 cards all next to each other, because if you're a visual person, that can be kind of helpful. And that's it. Thanks for joining me, Aquarius. So here you can see your 5 of Swords, 6 of Wands reversed, and Daughter of Swords. Thanks for tuning in.